Welcome, this is Automotive Anonymous, and today I have a really cool video for you guys. So whether you are here because you want to watch more of my Outback Wilderness content, or you're here because you're curious about the Novsight LED light bars that they sell, there's a lot to show you regarding both. I personally haven't seen anyone install a light bar on the lower honeycomb grill of their Outback before, so I figured if no one else has, why not be the first, why not see how it goes? But it was a little bit bigger procedure than I was expecting. In fact, the whole front fascia had to be surgically removed, but I'm going to overlap a lot of that footage in just the next couple minutes and talk about the quality of the Novsight LED bar, which I will mention I gave them a try because I actually have their headlights on another vehicle, their LED upgrade bulbs, and holy cow are they good. So figured for about $300 you can't go wrong, and LED light bars are fun. Subaru owners like to modify their vehicles, so why not see how this turns out? And it was actually installed yesterday, so now this is just kind of a recap on my experience and what I've learned about the process so far. And I can honestly say it's really good. If you like what you're about to see, if you like it after the fact, please consider liking this video. Otherwise, let's continue on. I will say after installing this, which honestly took about 4 hours for me and my buddy, you want to get a light bar that is good quality, that has legit wiring. For example, the wiring harness on this honestly looks as good or better than what came factory on my pretty much brand new Subaru. It's all dual insulated, has the relays, has the 30 amp breakers, everything's easy to get to, easy to access. The access switch, everything looks really good, and then it's IP68 water resistant. So I don't really worry mounting it low in the bumper where it could get splashed because it's rated for that. Even the housing and the brackets that it came with, which it came with 2 different sets of mounting hardware, that's all die-cast aluminum, so it's probably gonna last the lifetime of the vehicle, especially where the LEDs are rated for 50,000 hours while being 30 watts. So they really don't take a lot of voltage. In fact, these can actually run on anything from a 9-volt vehicle up to a 36 volt, so a 12-volt car is perfectly adequate for one of these. And whether you install it yourself, you do it with a buddy who knows what they're doing, or you have a shop do it, it's just kind of fun to work on your car to individualize it so you can see where the relays are, then the fuses, and then where we just followed the factory wiring harness to go through the firewall, because you really don't want to add any more holes or moisture points or any weaknesses in the system. So getting it through the firewall probably took the longest. And then just for fun to keep it looking factory, we mounted the access switch on the inside panel to the fuse box. And just for fun for you Outback people, look at how flimsy and ridiculously plastic the skid plate is on my Outback. And then when it's off underneath, you can actually see the turbo, and it's actually a Garrett name brand turbo, which was pretty impressive to find out yesterday. Although still, I was honestly pretty disappointed that we have to take off the whole front fascia to access where we wanted to mount it. I was really hoping that once we dropped the skid plate, we could easily just tuck it up and fit it in there, but nope, that's not how it works. So if any of you guys are wondering on how to take off the front fascia, there are a lot of pop clips on the bottom and in the wheel well, and then there's a few screws up top, which really wasn't that bad, and I can't complain too much. I was just ignorantly or optimistically hoping that we wouldn't even have to take it that far. But with how good of a setup the Novsight system is and with its mounting hardware, it was actually really easy to mount it, although we did need to mount it closer to the center of the opening in the honeycomb. So that's why we just fabricated our own little bushing about 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 inches to raise it up a little bit to where the light is that we wanted to come through. Which brings me back to earlier where I showed that you can adjust the angle of it even once it's mounted, which is pretty cool. And we knew that kind of going into this with how big the honeycomb is on my own Subaru, so that's not a concern. Just decide if you guys are going to mount this on a different vehicle, somewhere hard to reach, maybe a hidden setup, kind of like what I'm going with, that if you don't mount it perfectly to your liking, make sure that you can still, with tools, simply reach it to angle up or down. And ultimately, it was honestly a pretty fun install. I don't have any reservations in recommending Novsight to you guys. 2 out of 2 products that I've trialed have honestly really impressed me more than I was even expecting. So I'll link them in the description below. If I can find any coupons or discount codes, I'll include that. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this. I do have a little bit more touching up to do because, as you can see here, they do angle a little bit high how we left them. Again, it's all off-road use only, nothing on the street. That would be illegal, something that we're not going to do. So you can definitely see that mine currently are angled up. But that's just a couple turns of a wrench or a flat head away from being exactly where you want them to be. So anyways, guys, if you like this video, if it was helpful in any way, whether for the Outback or Novsight representing their LED bar, please like this video, give it a big thumbs up, subscribe if you want to watch more. I post a couple times a week, and I can't wait to see you guys on the next one. Take care.